Any tiling project will naturally involve cutting tiles. So in this video, I'm going to show you a number of different ways to do that to cover the most common cuts we all have to make. Firstly is the very common straight cut, and I would highly recommend anyone tiling to invest in a good manual tile cutter. You'll find that this will be your most used tool. The tile is simply slipped in and the cutting wheel aligned with the cut line and then scored, and with a quick push down the tile will simply snap along this line. A tile cutter like this can be used with floor or wall tiles, although sometimes textured tiles don't work so well on it, as the cutter tends to follow the texture rather than the line you want to break. Using one of these is simple and requires very little effort and pressure. So look at it as just giving the tile a light score, and you'll find the tile snaps along your line time and time again. And just a quick tip, if you're cutting a thin strip from a tile, make sure that when you snap it, you're putting pressure on the end of the tile rather than the centre, which can break the two thin strips in the opposite direction. And remember, any tile cutting or filing produces sharp pieces of tile, so eye protection and gloves when you're doing this type of work is really important. However you look at it, all these cuts add up, so I would recommend adding 10% extra to cover wastage when you're calculating how many tiles you need. Sometimes the cut leaves some pieces of the tile sticking out, or it's not exactly broken along the line you want. Then filing the edge is a quick and easy way of adjusting the cut and making small alterations without any chance of breaking the tile. If you're looking for an irregular shape, then that can be formed using tile nippers to nibble away the tile until you get the shape you need. For more complex shapes around doorways or windows, an electric wet saw or a diamond blade in an angle grinder can be used to form quite complex shapes, but does require a little bit of practice to master. And lastly, a very common cut in bathrooms is around pipes. So here I'm using a diamond drill bit to cut a hole around my copper pipe. I found the easiest way to start off drilling holes like this in tiles is to make a ply jig that will hold the bit in the right place until it gets through the glaze. And if your pipes are already connected and you can't simply slip your tile over them like I'm doing here, then cutting the tile midway through the hole means the tile can be placed around the pipe from both sides. And I guarantee you the different ways I've shown you how to cut tiles will cover you for every cut you need to make on an average project. They're easy to do with a bit of practice and a bit of protection. So I hope I've given you some ideas on how to cut tiles, and I will see you in the next video.